Endless Love Through Hardships. Part 1, The Innocence of First Love. Ariv was a simple boy. He lived in a small house with his mother, father, and little sister. His father was sick, and his mother worked hard every day. Ariv wanted to help his family, so he worked after school. He delivered newspapers, cleaned shops, and sometimes sold flowers at the market. But he never complained. He loved his family. One day, at school, Ariv saw Mira. She was different from him. She was rich. She wore beautiful dresses and had everything she wanted. But Mira was kind. She smiled at everyone. She helped her friends. Ariv thought she was the most beautiful girl in the world. Mira noticed Ariv too. She saw his kindness. She saw how he helped his friends and took care of his family. She wanted to talk to him. One day, when Ariv was sitting alone, she walked up to him. "Hi," she said with a smile. "Can I sit here?" Ariv was surprised. "Yes," he said softly. They talked about school, books, and dreams. Mira liked painting. Ariv wanted to be an engineer. They laughed and shared stories. Every day, they met and talked more. Slowly, they became best friends. One evening, Ariv walked Mira home. The sun was setting, and the sky was orange. Mira looked at him and said, "Ariv, do you believe in love?" Ariv looked at her and smiled. "I don't know. But I know one thing. When I talk to you, I feel happy. Maybe that is love." Mira's heart felt warm. She held his hand. "Then I think I love you," she whispered. Ariv's eyes filled with tears. He had never felt this way before. He held her hand tightly. "I love you too, Mira." For the first time in his life, Ariv felt complete. They were different, but their hearts were the same. Their love was pure, innocent, and full of hope. But deep inside, Ariv knew that life was not easy. He had responsibilities. He had to take care of his family. And Mira. Mira came from a world so different from his own. Would their love survive? Could they be together? They did not know. But for now, under the soft moonlight, they held each other's hands, feeling the warmth of true love. The struggles begin. Days passed, and Ariv and Mira's love grew stronger. They met in secret, away from the eyes of the world. Every stolen moment was precious. But deep inside, they knew their love would not be easy. Mira's parents began to notice her absence at home. One evening, her father, Mr. Khanna, called her. His voice was firm. "Mira, where have you been spending your time?" he asked. Mira hesitated. "Just with friends, Papa." Mr. Khanna narrowed his eyes. "I hope you are not wasting your time with someone unsuitable. You know our family standards." Mira's heart pounded. She knew her father would never accept Ariv. He valued wealth and status above all. Ariv was kind, hardworking, but poor. At the same time, Ariv's struggles increased. His father's health worsened. The medical bills grew. He worked harder, skipping meals, losing sleep. He could not tell Mira. He did not want to burden her with his pain. One day, Mira came to meet him at the old library where they often spent time together. She saw the tiredness in his eyes, the weight on his shoulders. "Ariv, tell me the truth. Are you okay?" she asked, holding his hand. Ariv forced a smile. "I'm fine, Mira. Just a little tired." Tears welled in her eyes. "You don't have to hide from me. I love you. We are in this together." Ariv looked away. "Love does not change reality, Mira. Your family will never accept me. My family needs me. How can we dream of a future when everything is against us?" Mira held his face. We will find a way. Love is stronger than anything. But before they could say more, a voice interrupted them. Mira. It was her father. Mr. Khanna stood there, anger in his eyes. You will not see this boy again. Do you understand? Mira gasped. Papa, please. Enough. Come home now. He pulled her away, and Arif watched helplessly as she disappeared from his sight. That night, Arif sat alone, staring at the stars. His heart ached. Was this the end of their love? The long separation. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. Mira was sent away to another city for studies. Her father made sure she had no contact with Arif. He took her phone, blocked her emails, and watched her closely. Arif was shattered. But he did not stop working. His father's health declined further. The weight of responsibility grew heavier. He worked long hours, sacrificing his dreams for his family. His heart ached for Mira, but life did not wait for love. Mira, too, suffered in silence. She missed Arif every moment. She cried at night, holding the memories of their love close to her heart. She wrote letters she could never send. The pain was unbearable, but she could do nothing. Years passed. Arif had changed. He was no longer the same boy. He was stronger, wiser, but his heart carried a deep wound. He had learned to survive, but he had never forgotten Mira. One day, fate decided to intervene. Arif had become an engineer, working in a big company. And Mira had returned to the city. Would they meet again? Would their love find a way? Their story was not over yet. Fate brings them back together. One evening, Arif attended a business conference at a luxury hotel. He stood near the entrance, checking his phone, when he heard a familiar voice. Arif? He turned around and saw Mira standing there. Time seemed to stop. Their eyes met, and in that moment, all the years of pain and separation melted away. Mira's eyes filled with tears. I never stopped loving you. Arif took a deep breath. His heart raced. Neither did I. Fate had brought them back together. But would their love finally win against all odds? The final test of love. Arif and Mira sat in a quiet corner of the hotel. Their hands trembled as they held each other. The years apart had changed them, but their love had not faded. I fought for us, Arif, Mira whispered. But my father still wants me to marry someone else. Arif's heart ached. I will fight for you too, Mira. No matter what. Would love finally win, or would fate separate them once more? Their final test awaited. Endless love through hardships. The final resolution. Mira returned home after meeting Arif, her heart burning with both love and fear. That night, her father, Mr. Khanna, summoned her to his study. You met him, he said coldly. Mira stood firm. Yes, Papa. And I love him. His face hardened. Love? Love will not give you a good life. Tears streamed down Mira's face. A good life without him is no life at all. You taught me that family is everything. Arif is my family now. Mr. Khanna's hands trembled with anger. You will marry who I choose. Suddenly, another voice broke the tension. Let her choose. It was Mrs. Khanna, Mira's mother. Mr. Khanna turned, shocked. What? Mrs. Khanna's voice was soft but firm. I see the same love in her eyes that I once had for you. Don't destroy her happiness the way my father tried to destroy mine. Mr. Khanna's eyes softened, years of pride and stubbornness cracking. He looked at Mira, his daughter, his heart. If he truly loves you, let him prove it. The next day, Mr. Khanna visited Arif's humble home. Arif was stunned but welcomed him with respect. Ariv, Mr. Khanna said, if you want my daughter, you must promise me one thing, never let her suffer. Ariv, his voice steady but filled with emotion, replied, Sir, I have nothing but my love and hard work. But I swear, I will protect her happiness with my life. Mr. Khanna stared into Ariv's determined eyes. Then, his voice, though gruff, carried a tremor. Then, you have my blessing. When Mira heard the news, she ran to Ariv, tears of joy streaming down her face. They embraced tightly, their hearts beating as one. Their wedding was simple but filled with love. Friends, family, and even Mr. Khanna smiled warmly, his heart finally at peace seeing his daughter truly happy. As Ariv and Mira exchanged vows, they knew their journey had been hard, but every tear, every struggle, had been worth it. Under the stars, Ariv whispered, We won, Mira. Together. Mira smiled through her tears. Forever. Their love had endured every hardship and emerged stronger, an endless love that no force could break. The end.